Good morning. I cannot change the world. I can only change myself. When I create change in myself, I create change in the world. I become like a stone, and when I am thrown into the sea of people, those changes in me ripple out through the sea in ever-widening circles. I create peace. I wish you peace. Come, let us worship together. Natalie Kahn will be lighting the chalice for us this morning.
Good morning. We're in the midst of Hanukkah, if anybody is following our 8 days. And I wanted to talk about the commonality between all the winter solstice and pagan holidays and Christmas and Hanukkah and what they have in common. And when I Googled Hanukkah, the first thing I read was Christmas and Hanukkah have nothing whatsoever in common. I beg to differ. I think that Hanukkah, which actually is dedicated as dedication, which is the dedication of the temple and the lighting of the Ner Talmid, the light that was supposed to only burn for 1 day and burn for 8 days. Oh, a miracle. Was actually, Hanukkah is translated as dedication, and Hanukkah is also referred to as the Festival of Lights. And I think that if you look up all the pagan holidays and all the holidays that are celebrated around the world and around different religions at this time, their one commonality is light. And that is certainly true of Hanukkah, where we light 8 candles for the 8 days of the oil burning. So I wanted to say that, like other holidays, including Christmas, this is a holiday of miracles. And what I'm hoping for the new year is a miracle for all of us. And as we journey from the darkness into the light, that we find our own peace.
Thank you. So good morning again. I'm Judith Martin Straw. I am your worship associate for this morning. Thank you. And our first hymn? Do we do first hymn, or I'm doing the other? Yes. Okay. Our first hymn this morning is number 109 in the Teal Hymnal, A Meditation on Breathing.
Okay, since this is a meditation, I think we should all just sit, and there are 3 lines to this hymn, and I will be introducing them one by one, and just join in. And then at the end of it all, feel free to sing whichever line you would like to. Let's start with breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Keep that going. Breathe in, breathe out. One more time. Breathe in, breathe out. When I breathe in, I When I breathe out love. Keep that going. When I breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Third line goes, when I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out.
Love is the doctrine of its church, the quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humankind in fellowship, thus do we covenant with each other. El amor es la esencia de esta iglesia, buscar la verdad es su sacramento, y el servicio es la oración. Vivir juntos en paz, buscar encogimiento en la libertad, servir a la humanidad en comunión, así es como convenios unos a otros.
Of praise together.
Have a brief land acknowledgement before we call everyone up for story time. We acknowledge that our sanctuary exists on the unceded ancestral lands of the Chumash, Tongva, and Gabrielino tribes. As people who live, work, and play on these lands, we are compelled to acknowledge those who have come before and those who have provided their stewardship. We commit to caring for this land and for each other. One more time, good morning. I'm Judith Martin Straw, and I'm your worship associate this morning. I'm honored to be on the dais today with our associate minister, Reverend Kikanza Nuri Robbins, and Cynthia Littleton will be doing our story for all ages. If you are joining us here in the sanctuary or at home online, you are welcome. We are a congregation that supports liberal religious values and seeks to provide a congregational home that supports spiritual and personal growth. We are an inclusive community and one that works to assume an active responsibility for our world. So Cynthia's going to come up. Donations for the West Side Food Bank. The actual text of which is here somewhere. Anyway, donations for the West Side Food Bank. We've been supporting our neighbors at the West Side Food Bank for many, many years at Santa Monica Unitarian Universalist Church. And your donations are very much needed and very much appreciated in this holiday season. If you're like many of us, you may actually have more food than fits in your cupboard at this point. So this is a great place to share that with some of our less fortunate neighbors. So Cynthia has a story for us. And if any little ones would like to come up and join us on the steps for the story, you're most welcome. If any children of all ages would like to come up, there's Larry. Children of all ages, come up and join us for the story.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Hanukkah. There could not be a waspier name in the world than Cynthia Littleton, but as I was preparing for this, I just want to say that having lived and worked and had so many friends, the people of the Jewish faith have just enriched and becoming to know their traditions in Hanukkah and going to bar mitzvahs and bat mitzvahs has just enriched my life so much. I just wanted to say that. Anyway.
And I was raised Jewish, and I have been through all those rituals.
Thank you, Larry. All right, we not have any younger spectators with us this time, but I will read my heart out to Larry and others. This is a great kind of kid-friendly telling of the Hanukkah story. Hanukkah is finally here. For 8 nights we celebrate each year. Larry, what night are we in today?
Well, let's see.
What night will it be today?
We're pretty close to 5, but we might be at 6. I'm not sure. I'm sorry.
5 is the right answer. All right, there we go. Let's read the story of how it began. Once Antiochus, the king of the land, took the Jews' temple and gave his command. All right, thank you. Thanks for joining us. Can you see? Let me scoot down a little bit. All right. And took control of the temple and gave his command. You may not worship your one God, he said. You must worship my gods in my way instead. So first, Mattathias, then Judah, his son, led the Maccabee army and fought till they won. They took back their temple and kindled a light with just enough oil to burn for one night. But a miracle happened. The light burned for 8. That's why today we still celebrate. Let's find the menorah and polish it bright. We'll add one more candle each Hanukkah night with the shamash, the candle that lights other lights. Each night in the window, the candles will glow. We celebrate freedom. Let everyone know. Some nights we fry latkes. Dad makes them so well. They're ready to eat. What a wonderful smell. Sufganiat are donuts Mom serves after dinner. They come in all sizes, some thicker, some thinner. We like to play dreidel and watch the top spin. Which side will it fall on? Nun, Gimel, Hey, Shin? Nun means you get nothing. Gimel, you win. Each night there are gifts. Let's unwrap them and see what wonderful fun trading presents can be. Here is some Hanukkah gelt just for you. It's money to save, but you spend a bit too. Grandpa and Grandma sing songs they know, the same ones they taught your dad long ago. The last candle's lit, and the last night is here. Hanukkah's over, but just for this year. 1 year from now, if we can just wait, all over the world, we'll again celebrate. Thank you. Thank you for being such a good listener. Thank you, everyone. Happy Hanukkah. And now we will go off to our class.
Let's now sing our song of blessing. Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you as you go on your way. Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you as you go on your way.
And we have a few announcements. One sad note, we are canceling the family New Year's Eve party on December 31st, so if you had planned to be here with us to celebrate New Year, you have time to make another plan. So we're hoping that will happen next year, but time will tell. So our first youth RE middle and high schoolers meeting will be Sunday, January 12th at noon. If you want more info on that or you're interested in religious education, you can contact Jessica at dmre@uusm.org. On January 11th, we'll be doing our Common Read book group in Forbes Hall. Do you feel that you are owed an apology? Do you think perhaps you should apologize? Join us for the Common Read and we'll explore how we can collectively grow into a beloved community that fully embraces our UU values. The book is On Repentance and Repair by Rabbi Dania Rutenberg, and it is available widely at bookstores. I know it's an ebook available for the LA County Library. It's a very, very valuable read, and James Whitker and I will be leading the conversation. So we look forward to seeing you on January 11th. Norm Ritchie will be leading his famous and popular online workshop designed to transform your New Year's resolutions. New Year's resolutions are traditionally a way of challenging yourself to change, but this time you don't have to be alone on your journey. Connect with a supportive and inspiring group of like-minded individuals working together to achieve their goals and embrace lasting change. You can register at nyresolutionworkshop@uusm.org by January 15th, and you will get the info for the Zoom link. So it's so easy, you don't even have to leave your desk. You can get all that support for your resolutions. So you can take all the time you want in the next 3 minutes to greet your neighbors, say hello, and be mindful of listening for Sonder as he starts our intro music, and that will be time for you to return to your seat. So come say hello.
Good morning, everyone. The music for the morning is I Am Light. 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 I am not the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. 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 I am not the mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that caused me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. 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 I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. My soul inside is all light. All light. All light. I am light. I am compassion. I am light. I am love. I am light. I am compassion. I am light. I am love. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am compassion, heart and mind. I am true love on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light.
We are so fortunate to have you, Sonda. And we particularly grateful this morning because as we move into our time of joys and sorrows, by the way, I'm Kikanza, hi. And I'm happy to be with you and happy to be one of you. Our guest keyboardist had an accident on the way to church. Really did a good job of, we came up with a really good excuse for not showing up this morning. But no, he rode his bicycle from Hollywood to here and had an accident just a couple of blocks from here. So he came in bloodied and unbowed, and Aubrey took him over to the ER, and Sonder said, I'll play. So we hold him in the light and hoping that all he had was abrasions and not contusions or concussions, because he looked like he was in pretty bad shape this morning. And maybe at another time, we will be able to hear him. So some of you know Rebecca Avery. Yeah, well, she's on her way to Oklahoma to settle her mother into a memory care facility. And Rebecca says that it's an honorable rite of passage. I have a friend who calls it an honorable duty. She is grateful to be able to experience this with her mother. Her father is already in hospital, and he's expected to die any day from cancer and heart failure. And so Rebecca hopes that he finds peace when he's again part of the larger universe. And we hold Rebecca and her parents in the light as they move through this very tender time for their family. There are others, I'm sure, sorrows that we can share. And there are, of course, many joys that each of us have, small and large. And it's at this time when we come together as community that we understand the power of collective and communal energy, because we are here as community. We are here with and for one another. We are here through the joys and the sorrows. And so as we move into our time of silence, I invite you to focus on the peace that comes from being part of this community. We hear peace before me, peace behind me, peace above me, peace below me, all around me, peace, peace within. I am the fourth generation of 6 generations of Girl Scouts. So part of the legacy of being a scout for me has been going to camp more often than I wanted. Having large purses that are filled with everything because we are taught to be prepared, and knowing all the verses to many, many songs. The song that I would share with you this morning, lyrics only, you may know. Peace, peace I ask of thee, O river. Peace, peace, peace. When I learn to live serenely, cares will cease. From the hills I gather courage, visions of the day to be, strength to lead and faith to follow, all are given unto me. Peace I ask of thee, O river. Peace, peace, peace. And if we were singing it in church, Sonder would help us sing it as a round. So we are in the season of lights, and today is, we acknowledge the light of our chalice. We lit the candles for the for our Advent wreath. We acknowledge the light of the menorah for Hanukkah. It is the 4th day of Kwanzaa, Ujamaa, which is collective work and responsibility, a key principle for living and working and being part of community, because peace is a community project. Now, some of us are born peacemakers. Others of us are pot stirrers. You know who you are. We know who you are. Some of us are content to watch and wait to see what's going to happen as we sit on the sidelines. The end of the year is a time of reflection for me, and this year I've been thinking about how I make peace. How do I make peace with others? How do I increase the space for peace to reside within me? I'm clear that to make peace in the world, one has to start by making peace within oneself, to making peace with oneself. If you live a life filled with interbulation, there will not be much room for peace. When I was younger, I knew I could control my world. And a wise woman said to me, "Don't push the river, Kikanza, let it flow." Peace, like a river. It took me decades to get there, because I figured I could be like a beaver and just reroute that river. I have made peace with the fact that I cannot control everything. There is not much that I can control. I have made peace with the fact that nothing is free, everything has a price. So if I was indeed control of everything in the universe, I'd be paying a price for that. So I'm the first to admit that I am a work in progress. This morning, I will share with you some of the ways I contribute to peace in the world, and a few of the many ways I don't. First step, making peace with myself. I have made peace with my imperfect parents. They're not what I would have chosen, yet in spite of and because of them, I turned out the way I did. I've made peace with the fact that I'm a bit unusual and I'm not quite what people expect. Internal injustice is a huge impediment to peace, and forgiving yourself for being who and how you are, acknowledging your imperfections, is part of making peace with yourself. I've made peace with my trans-traditional theology, which includes my Christian childhood, my being a Baha'i, my love of sacred music, my non-dualistic understanding of the mystery that some people call God, my pick and choose approach to denominational loyalty, my enjoyment and annoyance with church culture, my discomfort with praise music, do without that, my discomfort with some Baha'i family values, my discomfort with Unitarian Universalist wokeness. I've made peace with my conflicted feelings about Christmas. I felt that I didn't have the right to celebrate Christmas because I'm not a true believer. And so I would sit in judgment of all the people who were celebrating Christmas, and I know that they didn't believe. I've made peace with the aging process. Age is just a number, said a young person. Often I feel my body has betrayed me as I die incrementally, bit by bit. I've made peace with the fact that some of my friends will never embrace their roles as elders because they won't embrace the word old. I am old. I celebrate being a crone, and I accept what it means as a member of the community and as my body dies one molecule at a time. I've made peace with the fact that not only is my body wearing out, my internal governor is tired. I no longer have the discipline that got me here to this spot in life. Yet even as I grow older, I must keep doing things that are good for me, things that require discipline. And so I need to reacquaint myself with the voice that says, don't eat that. Go to bed now. Be careful, watch your steps, stay with your feet because you know you're gonna fall, and if you fall, you won't get up. Those people really are a bad influence on you. And I think, oh, my internal governor is my mother. I've made peace with my low financial intelligence. If my FIQ was even close to my IQ, I can't even imagine how well off I'd be, but I'm not. I'm grateful that people are still willing to pay me to work. I've made peace with the fact that I may hang out with mostly progressive people, but this country is conservative. In my whole adult life of voting, only 4 of the people that I voted for have won presidential elections. 4, but I kept voting, keep voting, keep voting. We liberals are good at protesting and demonstrating. We are not so good at the strategy and tactics that allow us to win. I think more of us need to read and use what we learned from Sun Tzu's The Art of War, from Machiavelli's The Prince, from Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power. I've made peace with the fact that we lost the election in November. It could be worse. It has been worse. We just didn't have the media to let us know how bad it was. We will probably survive these next 4 years we have before. I've made peace with the fact that this is a racist and sexist country, and even here in this very safe space at UUSM, I must endure bias and inaccurate judgment and microaggressions because of who and how I am and how people think I ought to be. I've made peace with accepting I cannot make you think better of me, recognizing that you cannot make me think better of you. Everything is not going to be resolved. I've made peace with that. And I remind myself what Rilke told us, to live into the questions or just ignore them. So I wonder what peacefuls you? What makes you peaceful? What makes you a source of peace? Exercise, meditation, music, reading, laughter. You might find peace in recognizing that almost everything is overrated. Once you make peace with that, families, highly overrated. Relationships, way overrated. Expectations for the holiday, up to the roof, overrated. The so-called joys of children, especially your own, overrated. Make peace with that, you'll be more peaceful. I make peace by lowering my expectations, ignoring what I cannot influence or control, or ignoring data and details that I cannot use. I don't go around collecting facts that I can't use. I make peace by understanding that because I am biased and judgmental and a bit cynical, I need to be clear when that stuff, when my cynicism, when my bias impedes peace. I need to be clear when I say no. I need to mean it. I need to be clear about my boundaries. I need to be clear that everybody isn't gonna love me. When you are making peace with others, what you must do varies. There's no magic formula. Sometimes you must talk more, and sometimes you must talk less. Sometimes you need to give to the other. Often you need to keep for yourself. You've got to spend time alone, spend time with them, say thank you, and do what calls you. Do what calls you into your best self, and make sure that you fill up your well so that you're not trying to make peace while you're running on empty. Sometimes all you need to say is, I love you. Not, I love you, but, or I'd love you if, or I love you even though. Now, you can think that, but you don't say it, and make sure it's not on your face. Making peace is a lot of work. Peace in the world, peace in this community, peace within yourself. Let there be peace on earth. Let it begin with us. Make peace everywhere, for everyone, always. Be peace-filled, seek peace, speak peace. Peace be with you. Peace be upon you. Go, my friends, and make peace.
It's time for our offering. So 50% of today's offering goes to support the work of the church. For example, the amazing hard work of our coffee committee and our ushers. The coffee committee and the ushers embody the theme of presence that make our time together before and after church a little more gracious and a little more sweet. So the rest of our offering will go to UUSM, which works in over 190 countries and territories to save children's lives, to defend their rights, and to help them fulfill their potential from early childhood through adolescence. They provide and advocate for education, health, and nutrition services. They bring clean water and sanitation to those in need, and they help to keep children safe from climate change and disease. Thank you for all that you make possible with your financial offering and your presence today, and the gift of time that you share with the church and the wider world. Our ushers will be coming forward, and your offering will be gratefully received.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be
be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with love's guiding spirit, we are family. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be our moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Please rise in body and spirit and join us for our closing hymn, number 1054 in the Teal hymnal, Let This Be a House of Peace.
Let this be a house of peace, of nature and humanity, sorrow and elation. Let this be a house, a haven for the healing, an open room for question and our inspiration. Let this be a house of peace. Let this be a house of peace. Let this be a house of freedom, guardian of dignity, worth held deep inside us. Let this be a house, a platform for the free voice, where all our sacred differences here shall not divide us. Let this be a house of peace. Let this be a house of peace. Let all in this house seek truth, where scientists and mystics bide in reverence here. Let this be our house, a house of our creation, where works of art and melodies consecrate the atmosphere. Let this be a house of peace. Let this be a house of peace. Let this be a house of prophecy. May vision for our children be our common theme. Let this be our house of myth and lore and legend, our trove of ancient story and cradle of our tender dreams. Let this be a house of peace. Let this be a house of peace.
You can have a seat. There is a, no, not there is a brotherhood. What did you say? Let there be peace on earth. It was a song that I learned at the Conference of Christians and Jews camp. And we did not sing that version. I liked it very, very much. It was, wow. We can't do church without community. We can't do church without a teams of people. And so I want to acknowledge and thank, especially at the end of this year, the tremendous work that the teams have done to allow us to come on Sundays and worship together. The communications team that sends us the Thursday notices and the special bulletins and makes sure that we have the information that we need. We know who some of them are, and many of them work in deep cover, and we never see them, and you may not know their names, but if they don't do the job, we certainly notice. Then the arts teams, the teams that make sure that the place looks beautiful and that our art wall has something new and interesting and inviting. We've got the folks on the front line, the greeters, the ushers, the new members teams who greet you, who let us know as soon as we hit the courtyard, you are welcome here. We were expecting you. We want you to find a place. This is a safe space for you. And then we have the back of the house team, the tech team, the folks who sit in the corner back there and make sure that the slides work. Yes. The folks who make the slides and make sure that the slides are correct and accurate and in the right order. We've got the coffee makers and the people in the kitchen, the people who bring the food, the people who set the food out for us, the people who make sure that there's coffee and that there's decaf and that there's tea and that there's water. And for those of you who look carefully enough, there's a little bit of wine. But there's something for you. Oh, you didn't know? We've got the sexton, and we know that Tom is our sexton who's here on Sunday mornings, and he comes early to make sure that you can park 2 blocks down in the structure and that the sign is up, and that make sure that there are no crumbs on the chancel. and that things are scrubbed and shiny so that when we come in, we don't even notice that it's clean because it's clean. And then the folks who are on stage, the worship associate, thank you so much, Judith, for all that you brought this morning. And our musicians, our religious educators, everyone brings something to the table. Everyone brings something that makes our service something special. And so as we prepare to go into the world, as we prepare to go into the new year, remember the shoulders that we stand on. Remember the people who have enabled you to take that next step forward. Remember that peace starts with you, and it is not a one-time thing. Every day, we have opportunities to make peace with ourselves and to make peace in our world. If we want a world of peace, let it begin right here with us.
Bright morning stars arising, bright morning stars arising, bright morning stars arising.